Hey friend, my name's Denisse. I'm a Christian, a registered dietitian, and I'm on my very own weight loss journey. I am starting at 142 pounds and my goal is 130 pounds. But this isn't about fad diets or crazy restriction. This is about renewing my mind, honoring my body, and becoming the healthiest version who God created me to be. If you're ready for faith-based functional nutrition, welcome to the Nourished Heiress community. Let's do this together. As always, this is not medical advice. I'm sharing my own personal journey and professional insight, but please consult with your doctor or dietitian for more personalized care. What makes my approach different is that I'm not doing extreme dieting, I'm not taking weight loss pills, and I am not restricting food groups. I am simply following a balanced way of eating, and I'm using functional nutrition and my faith as my foundation. And if you haven't heard of functional nutrition, it's pretty much just holistic nutrition. So, functional nutrition sees the whole body as a whole, right? As a whole, and it gets down to the root of the problem. You know how you go to the doctor sometimes and then they don't address the root cause of your problem. They simply just put a band-aid over your symptoms. Okay, well, that is like the complete opposite of functional nutrition. Functional nutrition looks at the root cause of a problem and it looks at three different things. It looks at physical health, mental health, and spiritual health. See, that is the most beautiful thing about functional nutrition is that it combines spiritual health with your other health. And I think that is so beautiful. And it really does remind me of Romans 12:2, which says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." Romans 12:2 reminds me to be renewed by the transforming of my mind, and that includes how I see food, my body, and my worth. Now let's chat about what I'm going to focus on to reach my goal. For nutrition, I am going to focus on adding things instead of taking things away. So I'm going to focus on adding protein, legumes, so like beans, all of that stuff, and fruits and vegetables. I'm also going to focus on eating three meals a day because right now my eating schedule is a little messed up. And in terms of eating and consuming, I'm going to really focus on being on a calorie deficit. If you don't know what a calorie deficit is, it means that you are consuming less calories than your body is using. And then there's a gap between that. And that leads to weight loss. So you can reach a calorie deficit through two different things. The first way is, of course, eating less calories than you need, but also burning those calories in the form of exercise. So yeah, that is what I am focusing on in the nutrition category. In terms of exercise, I'm thinking that I'm going to do 2 HIIT workouts per week and 1 Pilates class. I'm also going to walk more and just stand more, just be more active, because that really helps. Like walking more, just being more active does help burn more calories, obviously. But I feel like my workout routine is going to change because I'm currently working on getting my own personal training license. And I know that, of course, as I learn more about exercise, I am gonna want to adopt those practices. But I'll keep you guys updated on everything that I'm doing. And then in terms of mindset practices, so for mindset practices, it's a few things. So first, prayer, of course. Prayer is so important in my life. I believe in prayer. I'm a woman of prayer. I pray every day, multiple times a day. But for praying, I'm going to focus on diligence, praying for diligence, praying for self-control, and praying for wisdom. These are very important things. And then another mindset practice that I'm adopting is eating slowly. This is so hard for me. This is hard for me. I know that I have to eat slowly, but I don't want to. I don't want to eat slowly. My body just wants to eat this delicious, amazing food. But eating slowly is important because so your stomach and your brain are connected through um, a nerve, a vagus nerve, right? And you're eating, and your body delays the message that you are full to your brain, and that means that you are eating while you're full, but your brain doesn't know that you're full. So that's why it's important to eat slowly, because as you eat slowly, it gives your brain enough time to be able to detect that you are full, and that way you don't overeat. And this is tied back to eating 3 meals per day. So if I'm skipping a meal, that means that I'm gonna overeat for another meal because I didn't eat all those nutrients that I need. I'm telling you, it's so hard to consume all of the nutrients that your body needs in 2 meals per day. Okay, let me tell you, all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the protein, all the carbs, all the fat that your body needs to survive and be like strong, it's so hard to eat that in 2 meals. Now let's have a real chat, and I'm gonna share with you what my current weight loss struggles are. So, first is disordered eating. I will eat like either 2 meals per day, or I'll eat super late. And that is because I start work at about 3 to 5 p.m. It ranges, and then I get off around 10:30 to 1:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. And as you may believe, it's so hard to eat dinner with that weird schedule. But I like my schedule because I get to work on this channel before work. So there's that, there's that trade-off. But yeah, I just have to be super intentional with my eating, and yeah, I just have to be really intentional. Another thing that I struggle with is eating out. So if I'm not cooking, that means that my husband is in charge of dinner, right? And sometimes he cooks healthy meals. Like, don't get me wrong. He's married to a registered dietitian. He knows he has to eat healthy. But if he doesn't feel like cooking, like if he's tired from work, then he's gonna get takeout. And the takeout isn't always the healthiest. Um, I mean, takeout isn't always the healthiest. Even if you get something healthy, they might use a lot of salt. They might use a lot of fat. Like, you don't know what they're using for the most part, right? So that is what I struggle with. But with all of these things, like, I'm gonna give myself grace. I'm not gonna shame myself, and I'm gonna try not to feel like a failure for for eating takeout a few times a week. I'm gonna really focus on using the 80/20 principle. I learned about this in college. So the 80/20 principle is where you consume healthy food 80% of the time, and 20% of the time you can consume like unhealthy food. So this would be like the takeout, right? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use grace because I'm so that's I okay, another thing I struggle with is shame. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a registered dietitian. Why am I eating out? Why am I eating so late? And why am I skipping meals? But today is a new day. Today's a new day. When following any goal, there has to be some sort of tracking system. And there are two things that I'm tracking. First, I'm tracking what I eat, and secondly, I'm tracking my workouts. So, what I eat, I'm gonna use a food tracker, and I'm gonna put all my food in there. This is gonna show me how many nutrients I'm getting and whether I'm in a calorie deficit. Uh, Once in a while, it's okay to like skip it, but for the most part, you just want to stay consistent. And I have used food tracking in the past, and it is really, really helpful. Really, really helpful. And then for workouts, my gym has an app, and then my workouts are logged on there. So then I can work on that too. I want to clarify that this is not just about how I look, it's about how I feel and who I'm becoming. This entire weight loss journey is about diligence, stewarding this beautiful body my Father in heaven has given me, and practicing self control and joy. My body is a temple, not because it's perfect, but because it's a place where the Holy Spirit dwells. Are you on your own health journey too? Let me know below so I can pray for you and cheer you on. And subscribe because next week I'm posting a What I Eat in a Day video as a registered dietitian. And then stay tuned for recipe videos, weight check-ins, and weight loss tips. Keep shining, keep nourishing, and never forget, you are royalty.